Johnny's story, how I maintained motivation for a whole year. As you start your own business and travel down the entrepreneurial path, it's common to feel that you're going to be running on empty, especially when starting something new. It can feel like there are a lot of different tasks you need to do, but don't let that get you down. In this video, we'll explore how I was able to stay motivated so that I could achieve my entrepreneurial goals. This video is a great example for anyone who is struggling to maintain their motivation. Johnny gives some great tips on how he was able to stay motivated for an entire year. And his story is sure to inspire others. Be sure to come back for more tips and advice from Johnny. When I started my business, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just a young guy with a big dream and a lot of motivation. I didn't know anything about running a business, but I was determined to make it work. For the first few months, everything was a struggle. I was working long hours, making very little money, and constantly second-guessing myself. I was ready to give up on my dream several times, but something always stopped me. I think what kept me going was the belief that things would eventually get better. I told myself that if I could just stick it out for a little longer, things would start to turn around. And luckily, I was right. After a year of hard work, my business began to take off. I started making more money, attracting more customers, and finally feeling like things were going my way. If I had given up when things were tough, I never would have made it to this point. So if you're ever feeling lost or discouraged in your business journey, just remember that it's possible to turn things around. Just keep moving forward and believe in yourself. You'll get there. Struggling with motivation. It can be tough to stay motivated day in and day out. That's why it's important to find ways to keep yourself going, even when you don't feel like it. For Johnny, that meant setting himself small goals and reward himself for achieving them. Keep on watching for his story and tips on how you can maintain your motivation too. I learned a few things from my failure. I'm a big believer in learning from my failures. After all, it's how we get better and grow as people. And I've had my share of failures. But one particular failure stands out to me because it taught me some valuable lessons about motivation. I'm a runner, and about a year ago, I decided to train for a marathon. I was really excited about it, and I was motivated to stick to my training plan. But somewhere along the way, I lost motivation. I started skipping runs and eventually stopped running altogether. It was a big disappointment because I had really set my sights on running that marathon. But looking back, I can see that there were a few things that I could have done differently to maintain my motivation. First, I should have set smaller goals along the way to the marathon. Having those smaller goals would have kept me focused and motivated to keep going. Second, I should have told more people about my plans to run the marathon. Telling other people about your goals makes you more accountable and more likely to stick to them. Finally, I should have been more prepared mentally and physically for the challenge of training for a marathon. It's a tough challenge, the challenge of starting something new. There are many challenges that come with starting something new. Whether it's a new job, a new relationship, or a new hobby, it can be difficult to maintain motivation throughout the entire process. But it's important to remember why you're doing it in the first place. For me, it was about challenging myself and seeing if I could do something I had never done before. It can be easy to get discouraged when starting something new, especially if it's something that you're not used to. It's important to keep your end goal in mind and remind yourself of why you're doing this. For me, it was about proving to myself that I could do something I had never done before. I'm happy to say that I was successful in maintaining my motivation for an entire year. And I'm proud of what I accomplished, how I maintained motivation for an entire year. It's been a little over a year now since I made the decision to change my life. I was overweight, unhappy, and extremely unmotivated. I knew I needed to make a change, but I didn't know where to start. Thankfully, I found the inspiration and motivation I needed to get started on my journey. And I've been able to maintain that motivation for an entire year. Here's how I did it. 1. Set small, achievable goals. When I first started out, my goal was simply to lose 10 pounds. Once I achieved that goal, I set another one to lose 20 pounds, and so on and so forth. Setting small, achievable goals has helped me stay on track because it's something that I can realistically accomplish. Each time I reach a goal, it gives me a sense of accomplishment and motivates me to keep going. 2. Find an activity that you enjoy. For me, that activity is running. It took me a while to find an exercise routine that I actually enjoyed and looked forward to. But once I did, it made all the difference. Now, even on days when I don't feel like working out, I know that I have to go for a run. Final words. Johnny, it's been an honor to have you on this video. Your stories are truly inspirational. For our final words, do you have any advice for our viewers about how to maintain motivation? First of all, I want to say thank you for having me on the show. It's been an amazing experience sharing my story with all of you. As for advice on how to maintain motivation, I think it's important to find what works best for you personally. There isn't a one-size-fits-all solution, so don't be afraid to experiment until you find something that really clicks. Also, don't forget to celebrate your successes along the way. Motivation is a journey, not a destination, so enjoy the ride. That is the end of this video. If you want more video like this one, subscribe, comment, and like the videos. Thanks for watching this video. See you soon.